She texted, "We are pregnant." Then I saw her best friend's post congratulating her. "And another man." I replied, "Who exactly is we?" Then I sent a "Congratulations on your new responsibility gift basket" to the other guy's office, and the drama exploded. I, 29, male, got a text from my girlfriend Natalie, 27, 3 days ago. That should have been the happiest moment of my life. We've been together for 4 years, living together for 2. We've been talking about marriage, about kids, about the whole future. The text came through at 2:47 p.m. while I was in the middle of a mind-numbing quarterly review meeting. I felt my phone buzz in my pocket and glanced down. A message from Natalie. My heart did a little flip. The message was simple, but it shattered my world in the best possible way. "Babe, we are pregnant. Can't wait to tell you everything tonight." My heart didn't just stop. It felt like it rebooted. All the sound in the conference room faded away. My boss's voice became a distant drone. "Pregnant. We were pregnant." Happy tears almost started right there. I managed to text back, my thumbs shaking slightly. "OMG. This is incredible. I love you so much. Can't wait to celebrate tonight." I spent the rest of the day in a joyous floating daze. I couldn't focus on a single spreadsheet. My mind was a whirlwind of cribs, tiny shoes, and teaching a little person how to ride a bike. I told my assistant I had a personal emergency and would be leaving early. On the way home, I was on autopilot, but for celebration, I stopped at the fancy wine shop to get a bottle of the most expensive sparkling grape juice they had. I hit up the florist for 24 red roses, her favorite, and then, because I couldn't help myself, I stopped at a little baby boutique and bought a tiny pair of Converse sneakers. I got home at 5:30, and Natalie wasn't there yet. Perfect. I started setting up the scene. I lit candles, put the roses in a vase on the dining table, and placed the tiny shoes right in the center. I was practically vibrating with excitement. While waiting, I did what any excited, almost dad in the 21st century would do. I opened Instagram to see if she had posted anything subtle, a little hint for her friends. She hadn't, but her best friend Rochelle had. The post was from 2 hours ago. It was a picture of Natalie, glowing, with some guy I vaguely recognized, Garrett, from her CrossFit gym. In the photo, she's holding up a positive pregnancy test, and he has his hand placed gently on her stomach. They are both grinning like idiots. The caption beneath was a dagger. "So beyond happy for these two. Secrets finally out. Baby Morrison coming next summer. At Natalie. B at Garrett Strong, 24. You guys are going to be amazing parents. Love you both. Baby. Morrison." Garrett's last name is Morrison. I sat there on my couch, the scent of roses filling the air, and stared at my phone for what felt like an eternity. I read the caption over and over, checked the tagged profiles to make sure it was real. It was. The tiny baby shoes on the table suddenly looked like a cruel joke. The whole scene I had set up for celebration now felt like a funeral. My heart, which had been soaring all afternoon, was now a lead weight in my chest. I picked up my phone and sent a text to Natalie. "Hey, quick question. Who exactly is we're in? We are pregnant." The message was marked as read at 5:52 p.m. There was no response. She walked through the door at 6:15 p.m. She saw the candles, the flowers, the shoes, and her face went completely white. It was not the look of happy surprise I had been planning for. "You saw Rochelle's post," she said. It wasn't a question.
"Here,"
I replied, my voice hollow. The tears started then, but they weren't tears of remorse. They were angry, frustrated tears. She wasn't supposed to post that yet. "I was going to tell you the right way." "The right way?" I asked, the absurdity of the situation starting to bubble up as anger. What is the right way to tell me that my girlfriend of 4 years is pregnant with another man's baby? How long? Was all I managed to say. It's not, it's complicated, she stammered. How long? 3 months, she whispered.
Here.
But I was going to end it with him. I swear, it just happened. 3 months. For 3 months, we had been planning our vacation to Spain. For 3 months, she had been telling me she loved me every single night before we went to sleep. For 3 months, she had been sleeping with Garrett from the gym. I need you to leave, I said. She refused. This is my apartment too. We need to talk about this like adults. Fine, I said. Let's be adults. Are you keeping it? Yes, she said defiantly. Does Garrett know? Yes. He's excited. Are you leaving me for him? This is where her delusion reached a new peak.
Here,
she said, her voice earnest. I love you. This was just a mistake. Garrett isn't. He's not you. You're the one I want to build a life with. I laughed. I couldn't help it. It was the most insane thing I had ever heard. But you're having his baby. We can make this work, she insisted. Plenty of blended families exist. You'd be such a good stepdad. A stepdad to the baby she conceived while cheating on me. The baby she had announced to me just hours before, with the words, "We are pregnant." I told her to pack a bag and go stay with Rochelle. After more tears and accusations that I was overreacting, she finally left. The texts continued all night, a barrage of gaslighting about how modern families come in all shapes and love conquers all. I blocked her number at midnight. The next day I did something petty, maybe stupid, but it was deeply, deeply satisfying. I found Garrett's LinkedIn profile. He worked at some hip tech startup, the kind of place that calls itself a family. I called a local gift shop and ordered their largest, most obnoxious congratulations basket, balloons, chocolates, a giant teddy bear, the works. I had it delivered to his office that morning. The card was a masterpiece of passive aggression. It read, "Congratulations on your upcoming fatherhood.
here,
So exciting that you and Natalie are expecting. Wishing you both all the best as you start your family together. Take care of her. She's going to need all the support she can get. Sincerely, the ex-boyfriend."
here.
My phone started blowing up around lunchtime. Apparently, Garrett hadn't told anyone at work about the baby. And, apparently, he had a long-term girlfriend. Had. Past tense. Natalie called me from Rochelle's phone, leaving a voicemail where she was screaming about how I had ruined everything and destroyed an innocent man's life. Innocent? He knew about me. My Instagram was filled with 4 years of our photos. He wasn't innocent. He just got caught. The entitlement that followed was off the charts. Natalie showed up the next day, not alone, but with a full intervention crew.
Here,
Rochelle, her mother Sandra, and a red-faced Garrett. I had already packed her things in neatly labeled boxes. I was planning a quick handoff. They were planning a negotiation. Sandra, her mother, started immediately. "Now, sweetie, I know you're hurt, but throwing away 4 years over a little mistake." "A little mistake," I repeated. "Getting pregnant by another man, while in a committed relationship, is a little mistake." Garrett then stepped forward. "Bro, we need to talk man to man." "Actually, we don't, bro," I said. "Take the boxes and leave." "Look, I get you're pissed," he mumbled. "But Nat and I, it wasn't serious. Just physical. She loves you, dude. You already took my girl and put a baby in her. And how did your girlfriend take the news?" His face flushed. "That was messed up, man. She left me. I lost my job too. They said the drama was disruptive to company culture." Natalie jumped in. "See what you did? You didn't just hurt me, you hurt Garrett. He's unemployed now. He needs this job for the baby." The audacity was breathtaking. They were standing in my hallway, trying to guilt me into feeling responsible for the consequences of their affair. Her mother even had the gall to say, "Think about the baby. It needs a stable home, 2 incomes. You make good money, sweetie."
Garrett's between jobs. You could provide.
They were seriously asking me to bankroll their love child. I just started moving the boxes out into the hallway myself. As they were leaving, Natalie turned back. "You'll regret this when you're alone, and I have a beautiful family. You'll see what you threw away." "I threw away nothing," I replied.
You threw away everything.
The weeks that followed were a campaign of financial and emotional harassment. Natalie tried to use my bank account, which she still had auto-pay set up on, to pay her bills. I canceled everything. She and her friends vandalized my car. I filed a police report with the security camera footage. She and her mother made false complaints to my HR department and my landlord. I calmly provided evidence to shut them down each time. The final act of desperation was a scene in the grocery store, where she and Garrett cornered me, loudly accusing me of abandoning her while she was pregnant, trying to garner public sympathy. It backfired when an elderly woman overheard the real story and told Natalie, "Sweetheart, you made your bed. Let the man shop in peace." I've since gotten a restraining order. Natalie and Garrett are reportedly still together, struggling financially and living with her mother. Last I heard, she was running a TikTok series about being a single mom abandoned by a toxic ex, conveniently never mentioning that Garrett is the father. The entitlement never stopped. They genuinely believed, to the very end, that I should pay for their baby, support the woman who cheated on me, and fund the life of the man she cheated with. They really thought I would, and that's the most insane part of all. I've moved on. I'm in therapy, working through the betrayal. But every time I think about that gift basket arriving at his office, I can't help but smile. Sometimes, the best revenge is simply ensuring that responsibility is delivered directly to the correct address.